Welcome to Still Talking Uncut. I apologize for the late start. We had technical difficulties. That technical difficulty's name is co-host Master Distiller Sean Rigsby. We still love him all the same, and we accept him. He's just not real technology smart. It ain't like he could call his dad because his dad don't know shit about technology either. But anyways, I'm the host, Big Easy, and we joined tonight by special guest, good buddy of ours, old Matt Lemaster, also known on TikTok as Conover Fermenter.
TikTok sensation.
TikTok sensation.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd say that, but
Sean calls everybody a TikTok sensation because compared to his 1,500 followers, everybody else is sensational.
Wait, I lost followers? Come on now.
I don't know. I mean, I unfollowed you.
I don't blame you. I would too.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my. Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for joining us. Says sorry about being a little late, and
it's what I do.
If we're lucky, Sean's camera will go out in a little bit. We won't see his face so much. So we all have our things. So we put together a new little logo for our podcast. So we're gonna have some stickers to pass out soon. Put that together with the help of our buddy Mac. And a bunch of stolen images off Google slapped into one. It's the internet age.
Best way to do it.
Damn right.
So Matt, what does your shirt say?
Does this shirt make me look bald?
I don't think it does, man. I think it looks really nice on you.
If it does, I can take it off and turn around. It ain't bald.
I don't remember that beard last time I seen you.
Well, it's gonna get cold. Time to grow it in.
Yeah. That's right.
So, in case anybody's wondering, Matt's another Ohio boy. It ain't hard to find Ohio guys, man.
No.
When we was down at the Hillbilly Jam, and there was a couple guys dude, it seems like every other person I talk to is from Ohio, and it's like, man, we travel big. That's what we do.
You know why? Because good liquor comes from Ohio. I wish people realize that.
Got to distribute it to the world, Just hopefully one. All right, man. Podcast just went up a notch.
That's right.
Oh, it went back down. Damn. So, nice. So, Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Whoa.
See, I'm jumping in. Sean's got me all messed up. It's got me late and
man.
stuff. So.
What are you drinking on, Mr. Conover Fermenter?
Yes, sir. Hey, I will say before we go any farther, it's nice to have another bald fella here.
Absolutely.
Awesome haircut. I love it.
I got me a little raspberry tea tonight.
Raspberry tea.
But
that's good.
You went non-alcoholic for the podcast?
Oh, no.
Raspberry, boys. The little bit of raspberry. I think I got a little light, so.
Yeah. I want to take the nipple off that.
Hey, you don't like my sippy cup? Come on.
You're supposed to drink it straight from that nipple on the jar.
Well, I was doing that waiting on slow ass.
You and me both. So is that something you made?
Yes, sir.
What kind of mash bill did you have on that?
Actually, it was I did a 20-gallon mash. I used 5 gallons of raspberry preserves. There's a neat little store we got down here, down in New Carlisle. Everything's discounted, outdated. But I walked in there one day and looking around, I was like, gallon cans of raspberry preserves. What am I going to do with this?
You knew what you
already know.
I turn around and get a cart.
Yeah. Babe, grab a buggy. We're getting all this. All of it? Yeah, I said all of it.
Every bit.
Serious? Our lady gets embarrassed when do stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just go wait in the car. I'll take care of this.
What are you doing with all that? Don't worry.
Jam. See how fat I am? I love toast with jam on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I love me some good toast. What are you drinking on there, Easy?
I got some of our guest the honor strawberry he gave us in Gatlinburg. Now the first time I tried this was in Gatlinburg on the Sunday after the Hillbilly Jam. I vaguely remember it because this was after our VIP treatment at Sugarlands and then Old Smokies and all the wine spots.
That was a fun day.
Oh, it was a very fun day. We'll divulge into that when we get there. So, tell us how you made the strawberry here.
Same store. They actually had a strawberry puree. It was like little cans of it, and they were like $3.50 a piece. I got 3 of them. I made a 5-gallon mash out of it.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I went to buy some more, which they didn't have any. They were out by then.
That's usually how it is. Like when you see it, you better get it.
Looked it up, and that shit's like $40 a can. It's like, whoa.
Kicking yourself in the ass for not grabbing every single one.
Yep.
So when you run these, did you do a pot thumper? Did you have jars? Did you infuse?
I actually run that one through a Beaver, just with a thumper. I run that one through 3 times.
Okay.
And just trying to get it smoothed out real good. And
yeah, it's with them Beavers, man, they'll do the job, but you got to put in a little extra work to make it real high quality. You just got to know what you're working with, but it'll get the job done.
Oh yeah.
And so I started on a Beaver. It's great to learn on, and once you get them dialed in, man, if you don't ever want to move to the next level, you don't have to. It's like they're not just starter stills. Like they're stills that people can keep doing what they're doing, and and then you got guys like me out there making modifications for these Beavers or Bevers, however you want to say it. I'm a Bever guy, and it just allows you to manipulate it and change it to what you like and how you like to run. Like some people don't like thumpers, but some people do. And so it's like, well, here's you a jar and here's you a bigger worm. Let's take you to the next level and make really good liquor without all the hard work, just by adding a few tweaks here and there. So
I refer to mine as the R&D unit for research and development. Do it small scale.
Yeah,
if I have to pitch it, it's not a big deal.
I always recommend, and you'll see you'll even see these big distilleries, like they have a small pot that they do R&D on, because it's like,
talk to me a little bit.
If it's going to be terrible, then I want to lose as little as possible, even though you're not really going to lose because you just keep running the shit out of it till you turn it into vodka if that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
but
keep
still,
ripping it out.
Yeah, you still lost because it's not what you wanted, and you gotta, you didn't fail, you learned. And that's what I always say: you never fail, you learn.
Yeah, at one point I had 4 jars tied onto mine.
So I tell you, old lady, I might not always be right, but I'm never wrong. So.
Yeah. Ask my wife. I'm never right, but
you're always wrong, huh? So what you drinking on over there, Sean?
Good old strawberry.
What'd you put in your thumper with this?
Strawberry jam.
Love
jam. That's what jam.
I figured it's already the puree. Let's add it back in.
I tell you,
between a second and third distillation, I dumped a big jar just in with the liquor.
Oh yeah.
And let it set a week. Got stirred up real good and just let it set. Then run it a third time.
Really get that flavor in there.
That was the whole attempt. What I was attempting to do.
Strawberries have a tendency to come out fiery, and just like blackberries have a tendency to come out with a real strong medicinal. And adding that jam in with the strawberries really cools that fire down, and then adding blackberry jam in with the blackberries really gets rid of that medicinal flavor. So it seems like jam really tones down fire and medicinalness. So
yeah, I'm real interested to know what exactly causes the strawberries to be fiery like that.
And you know who to ask.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just whatever the type of sugar grows in it naturally.
Yeah,
because different sugars will be different.
Yeah,
and that's always been my theory. I have nothing to back it up, but and that's why I wanted to make that. I'd heard the horror stories about strawberry, and I'm like, I'm up for this. Let's do it. See if we can make it good.
Well, you know how with some fruits, it really changes them when you cook them. Take a banana, for example. You eat a banana, it's sweet, it's delicious. You cook that thing, and it's going to be sour.
Yeah.
And not like sour in your jaws like a sour apple, but just like it makes that banana have a sourness to it. And so I think, it changes when it gets hot. And something about strawberries, man, they get fiery. So
yep.
So Matt, tell us a little bit about what
yourself.
What really struck your interest in this? And
yeah. How long you been shining? How when you started?
I started, I guess, back about 2015. I'm one of the normal watching the show. And I'm like, hell, this ain't that hard. I can do this. So
that was one of the things I saw. Like, man, I could do that.
Everybody can do it. I started looking online trying to find a still. And I'm like, hey, look at this. Amazon, eBay, they're all over the place.
It was surprising, wasn't it? It was surprising.
Yeah. Funny story with it, because I found one that was like $72, something like that, on eBay. And it was right before Christmas. I kept telling the wife, they were asking her, I said, you got me anything for Christmas yet? No. Like, hey, this still right here. Argued about it. Finally, she got pissed one night, threw me her credit card. Said, here, just buy it.
Merry Christmas to me.
Yeah. So I had a still, and I'm thinking, it's going to be simple. Yeah, hell, I had to buy a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
That still was only about a tenth of the cost.
Yeah, and you're like, man, I need this, I need that, I need this. And
that's one thing people don't realize is, and then it's like, shit, I need hoses. And then I need a pump.
Yeah.
And then I need
a fermenter.
Bullshit.
I need a spoon. I need a burner. I need gas, or I need electric.
Hydrometer.
Yeah. I need like, and then the old lady's like, God damn, Matt, your $80 still turned into $500 worth of fucking shit, dude. What the hell? And you're like,
I need that credit card one more time, baby.
You're like, no,
give me that card.
One more time. Just one more time. And it's like, hey, can you get me a keg on the side? And then I can tell your lady about it. Like, no, he gave it to me. He gave it to me. My buddy gave that to me.
Yeah.
It was free. I promised, babe, it was free.
Oh, marketplace, garage sales. Like, oh crap, they got a keg. I'm up at 7:00 in the morning. Lee, where are you going? Gonna go get breakfast.
Right.
Speaking of stainless, this is the guy that made me buy that one that me and you ran that grappa through.
Yeah, I'm sure he twisted your arm to buy that.
He did. He really did.
Made you.
He found it.
I found it. Hey, I sent you a link. That's all I did.
Said, hey, this is right next door to you, Sean. Go check this out.
I saw that and was like, nope, that won't fit in my basement. Yeah, I never did get to see that run.
Yeah, me neither.
It had its challenges, that's for sure. It was a thing of beauty, and it was an experience, but it definitely had its challenges.
Yeah,
it's getting brought back to life though right now.
Oh yeah, it's getting a complete makeover. Like
yeah, he's about done with it too. He was water testing it the other night, make sure it held water. Nice. I'll have to send some pictures out. Yeah, it's a beauty now. Yep. But the guy that came from, Matt, is actually filming down there now.
Good deal.
So I don't know how that's going to work. He better fucking win. If not, he better not come home.
Yeah, he better stay south of the river.
So you started on that Weber. What size pot was that?
5 gallon.
5 gallon. Have you moved up, or are you still messing with that Weber?
Yeah, moved up, got me a keg.
Nice.
Kind of just built my own thing with it. And
still waiting on something from me before
still
he
waiting
says
on
something.
waiting on something from. I wasn't going to bring that up, but now you
I
did.
figured I would.
You can't rush quality, you know. Like there's three things, and you can't have all three. You know, it can be fast, it can be cheap, and it can be good. And you can only have two of them.
Exactly.
It can be fast and good, but it ain't gonna be cheap. It can be cheap and good, but it ain't gonna be fast. And that's where Sean runs in. It's cheap and good, but it ain't gonna be fast. But
I'm just worried by the time he gets around to doing it, he's gonna forget what I wanted.
Oh no, it's got a number 6 in it. Don't worry.
By the time he gets around to it, you might wind around and
here we go.
You might mess around and have as much hair as I do.
Yeah.
It's always a good time when somebody comes on here likes to give Sean shit. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when you first started, were there guys you learned from, or I guess back when you started, there wasn't a whole lot of guys. It was mainly It was George.
Yeah, and that was about it. And I was doing the stuff on my own. Didn't have a clue if I was doing anything right. It was funny because the more I learned, I'd look back. I'm like, wow, I thought I made a mistake back then, but I was doing shit right.
Yeah.
And not realizing, I knew, passing it out to my friends. Everybody's like, man, this is great stuff. And I'm
Hell
like,
yeah, it's free alcohol. Your friends don't know. Your friends don't know anyways. They don't know. They're just like, yeah, man, give me some more of that. Give me some more of that. So
yeah, and I had nothing to compare it to. I didn't know. Yeah. And now that I'm getting out and meeting people and trying other people's stuff, I'm like, wait a minute, mine's this good too. So
that and
or better.
And I'm like you, I'm kind of jealous of the new guys that are just starting because they don't have to go through that shit like we did. Like you don't have to wonder and figure it out and fuck up and but on the plus side, it's nice to be like, hey man, I was here before y'all, and
it's nice to help.
And I'm here to help. I'm here to help now because I've made these mistakes and I learned from them. So it's nice to pass it on and help these guys now because it's so big now.
Yeah. It's crazy. The amount of people that's into it, it's bizarre.
Yeah, like I bet I've seen 100 new shiners on TikTok in the last 3 months. New guys pop up.
Yeah.
That are just there, and a lot of them start with the Vevers, the little 5 gallons with the slobber box, or even the football columns, and that's where they're all starting at, and then starting to get a lot of questions about keg stills. Like, hey man, I see keg stills, and then so you're like, well,
and keg stills, man, is for personal use, man. It's perfect.
It's the right size.
It's definitely perfect for under the radar. You could have a keg sitting outside your house, and nobody in a million years would ever think that you was using that to make moonshine with.
Well, and if anybody's listening that is new to this, it's still playing those small ones. It's the same amount of work, same amount of time spent. You just get more product out of them.
Now, if you go to heating up something bigger, then you're going to spend a little more time sitting there waiting on it.
Yeah, but it's like you could run a 5 gallon pot in about the same time you can run a 15 gallon keg.
Yeah,
and on the flip side, you can run a 50 gallon pot in about the same time, or it takes you to run a 150 gallon pot because if it's all piped correctly, like remember old Tater was talking about. Hey man, if your worm's right and your shit's right, you can run it like that if you know what you're doing.
And the only difference is the heat up time, because instead of heating up 15 gallons, then you're heating up, 50, 150 or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's two sides of the fence on heating up. Some people like to heat it up real slow. And some people like me, I crank that bitch up and get it hot and then turn it down and let it do its thing.
Well, it depends. if you get in a rush and you might have some chunks in there, don't go so quick.
Agree. I'm a secondary guy. I always go secondary. I always let my stuff sit in a secondary batch to settle before I throw it in the pot. So, and that because I like to load the day before. You know, when I used to run all the time, I'd load the night before because that takes a couple hours of work out of the next day.
You know, it's funny. I've heard you say that before, and you've turned me on to that. That makes it a lot simpler.
Yeah.
Throw
it in a secondary, let everything settle, and then toss it in the pot, you know, and it's like, all right, I'm going to come out in the morning. All I got to do is just turn on the heat.
Yeah. And just turn the heat on real low, you know, let it kind of get to acclimate in there, and then turn the motherfucker up.
Yeah. Warm, get a little pre-warm and then fire it up. And like in the wintertime, I'll put everything in the pot the night before. And then I'll drop my aquarium heater into my pot to have that mash 90 degrees the next day. So when I come out in the morning, it's not 35 degrees in there and I have to run all that fuel to get it to heat up. That aquarium heater has it at 90 degrees and you pull it out and you kick it on, man, and you're running in about an hour and a half less than if, you know, you just let it get outside temperature cold.
Yeah, I remember I went out and ran one time. I'm sure you probably heard about it. It was 19 fucking degrees outside.
And the mash was going to say it was 1935 because it's been so long since you run liquor. All right, my bad. I ruined your segment, man.
You are a piece of fucking shit, man.
I am, man. But you love me, bro.
But no, man. I'll tell you, I sat there for I'd say probably about 6 or 7 hours before I seen anything come out of it. Because it was 19 fucking degrees, and I had 2 burners. That was they were like $20 off eBay, or not eBay, but Amazon.
Jeez.
But it was a decent size setup. It's not here anymore, but you know,
it had you drop that aquarium heater in there the night before, it'd have been, you know. So
yeah, wasn't that smart at the time.
Still not that smart.
See you later, Benny. But anyway, so what was your first mash that you made?
Just corn and sugar. Just
Uncle Jesse's.
Yep. But I used cane sugar.
Hey, it don't matter. You know, it's sugar.
It was funny because I run out a few times, and somebody that never made anything before told me, use potatoes.
Oh,
man. And I'm like, we'll see what happens. So I split the weight and did half corn, half potatoes. And I'm not going to lie, that was some of the smoothest I've ever made.
Really?
Why I've never gone back and made that again, I don't know, but it turned out really well.
Maybe.
How'd you do your potatoes? Did you mash them up or did you?
Yeah. I basically made mashed potatoes, just dumped them in the bucket.
How was straining that?
It was a little ugly, but
so we don't like work. You might, but we don't.
Potatoes, man. Like there's a reason why they use jacketed stills with potatoes because you don't got to separate them.
Yeah.
You know, and because I did it the hard way, 40 pounds of potatoes mashed and then strain all the liquid out. And man, potato, that's why I was like, did you cube them? Because now I'm thinking like, man, if I ever do potatoes again, I'm just cubing them and whatever comes out of them. And that's just what it is.
Now, I mashed them by hand.
Oh, man.
And I had them in a grain bag, so that helped a little, but there was still quite a bit come through.
That was one of the only times I was really worried about scorching was with the potatoes, and we ran that in a keg on a little 2-inch bubble plate, and it was all right, but man, it was.
Well, that was one of the stupid little mistakes I thought I'd made in the beginning. I started running that beaver on a hot plate. Well, not thinking, I just bought the cheapest thing I could get at Walmart, It never got hot enough to scorch anything.
Did it get hot? Did it get hot enough to produce?
Now, it's taking me 10 hours to run that little 5-gallon setup on that thing, but it turned out good.
Yeah.
It's like even if someone was telling you to turn it up, you couldn't.
Oh, no, it was wide open.
Turkey fryer. Like them turkey fryers, man. It's the way to go on them.
Yeah. Actually, I went to an induction plate for that little beaver. That works nice.
You still use that?
Yeah, that's my R&D setup.
There's a guy in Kentucky I know. I've known him for quite some time, actually, around the time that I got started doing this. And he got, not Rocky Point. He got a setup. It was like a Vever stainless pot, 5-gallon, and it would come straight up, copper, and it turned and it came straight down and then out.
Yeah.
I can't remember what brand them were.
I know what you're talking about. It had the little connector pipe on the top.
Yeah. And he uses one of them induction plates before he went to a beer keg.
Yeah. They work real well on them.
Them induction plates, they work great, man. They won't work with a pickle jar. They won't read it and work.
No, it's gotta be metal.
It's gotta be metal. I was in my pickle jar video. It was the first thing I tried and was like, man, take this in the house. I'm putting this on the stove. He's like, are you worried about to catch it on fire? And I'm like, man, you know what? We ain't at my house. Like, let's do this.
He said, we ain't at my house.
No, we knew there's no flame. We wasn't worried about it. It was just funny.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing to make? If you had to make something for yourself to drink.
To make or to drink?
Well,
because that's two different things.
Both.
Oh, yeah, tell us.
I really enjoyed converting corn. If you're actually talking about making the mash, fighting with the drill and mixing that shit up,
rowing that boat.
But to drink, I'm getting into the brandy.
My man,
I'm turning that way.
That's for drinking, man. It's it's where it's at. You know, like it just comes out delicious. You ain't gotta do nothing to it. You know, like
why drink grain when you can drink fruit? Just like why eat vegetables when you can eat fruit?
Yeah, like why eat a salad when you can eat a steak?
That's very true.
You know, like give me that T-bone and you take them leafy greens off over there. Like
I do enjoy rum a little bit. I've only made that a few times.
How many times did you run it?
I only run it once.
How was that?
Well, and you'll like my little story I got with it. There's some funny to it. Because first time I did it, I was curious on yeast. So I made 2 batches, just 5 gallons, run through that beaver. I used bread yeast on one and 1118 on the other. And I just want to see the difference. And what I found, actually, there was definitely a little bit of flavor difference. Not a whole lot, but a little. The funny part of the story, I got up early in the morning, and I'd run the one with the bread yeast. And I just started the other. I had it running pretty good. It was starting to drop off, and I got called into work. So I told the wife, I said, just keep an eye on this because I run it through the parrot. I said, when it gets down to 90, just shut the heat off and leave it alone. Well, I put it in jars. I had empty water jugs, so I poured it in the water jugs. Not even thinking about it. I go to work, run, do what I needed, come home. As soon as I walk in the door, she goes, "You love me, don't you?" It's like, what'd you do? She goes, "You remember you love me." It's like, what the hell? And I walk out and I look. One of those jugs has about that much in the bottom. Like, so what the hell happened? So, well, the dog got sick on the deck. So she decided to clean it with that jug of water.
Hey,
to clean up dog vomit.
It happens, man. Like Gallon jugs are they're the devil when it comes to storing and shine. Like if it gets mixed up, you didn't I dumped out a half gallon of liquor I thought was water right into a water vessel because I needed water. It's because I get it mixed up. And
Wait a minute. You can store liquor in plastic?
hell yeah, you can.
Not very long.
No, I mean you store it. It's all right, man. Like how long's water sitting in them jugs, you know? Or you ever buy liquor from the store that's in a plastic? You ever bought cheap vodka? That shit comes in a plastic bottle.
It's why it's
Like-
cheap.
So does Everclear in Ohio.
I understand that, but I'm just it's cheap, but I'm just saying like they store liquor in plastic all the time. And,
Just to say, my vodka better not come in fucking plastic.
oh, I hope it does. I hope
Just saying.
It's in a plastic bottle. That's gonna be great.
It don't matter. It's gonna have the ugliest label you ever seen.
When you drink out of it, you gotta make sure you put your thumb over his face so you don't have to look at it. Tell him
It's gonna be high class whenever it comes out.
Tell them you want your face on the inside of the label so that when you're tipping it up, ain't got no choice but to look at you.
You know what you need on the inside of that
weeks.
label.
Yeah, Sean got some good news on that.
Yeah.
Good-ish.
Yes.
Yeah, here in the next 2 weeks, we're supposed to work out some details.
Good deal.
So
Hopefully
it's
it'll be cold as shit, and we'll be going down to Gatlinburg for a release, and it'll be a good time.
Yep.
Well, that'll be a good party.
At that point, who gives a shit how cold it is, man? Like, and you already
That's
know,
what the
man.
liquor's for.
You go into Sugarlands, and it don't matter how cold it is outside because you're gonna be warm on the inside. So
I'm always good for at least 2 free drinks.
2, that's it. Just
We-
2
Free drinks.
free tastings too, man. It's like
Okay, so yeah.
15 quarter shots, man. Like it was nice. They let me stick my finger in the mash tank without them knowing and everything. So in case anybody's wondering, you know, so I'll go ahead and we'll get into it.
Yeah,
now.
might as well.
Let Sean get a little embarrassed here. We don't give a shit. He'll be all right. So we went to the jam this year. And you know how I told everybody on our jam episode, and I've talked about on Sunday, we went over to Gatlinburg. And old Matt went over with Sean, met up with Sean first. Yeah. You got over there before we did.
Yeah.
I had the family, you know, we stopped.
Matt, how did you guys what was the first thing you guys said to me while we're on the subject?
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. So
Yeah.
we're walking down the street at I can't remember if I called or text or what. But you said you were on your way. And me and the wife's walking down the street and she's like, there he is on the other side of the street. I'm like, no, they ain't. I always hear you come across right in front of us. The wife out of nowhere goes, oh my God, it's Master Distiller Sean Rigsby.
I wish I'd have been there for that.
I didn't think his face could get any redder.
Oh, you knew it would. And so they all met up first, and so I get there and get all checked in my hotel. Like, where y'all at? And like, we're at Sugarlands. And I'm like, we've already done a taste testing. And I'm like, oh man, I'm on my way. And so by the time we make it up there, we get in there, and you know, we're all like, Sean, man, I'm telling you, Master Distiller, let's get our drink on up in here. And so we sit back at the bar and we're all shooting the shit. And then Sean's buddy Alfredo,
Yes.
he comes in and he's also Master Distiller winner, the Cuban Cowboy, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's like, hey man, my bad. my bad. Comment section's got me a second. I talked about this last time. The comment section gets you, and
Yeah, I know.
it takes me a minute. All right, that one got me. And in case anybody's wondering, somebody said that's cool. Your vodka's going to be released opposite of Dale Earnhardt Jr. And that's a good one. That's like thank you, Ridge Runner 44, for putting that on.
Now, wait a minute. I posted that picture on Facebook on their page.
That was a good
Sean
one.
standing in front of that display.
Yeah, but
I hope they got it.
So, Matt's right. I forgot a part. So we're sitting there, and they got this big Sugarlands jar up there, big old giant Sugarlands jar you can stick your face in. And I'm like, Sean, go over there so we get a picture of you with your face finally on a jar of Sugarlands. And we're already half late. We had 2 or 3 drinks in there, and so he goes over. We take pictures and shit. And then his buddy Alfredo comes in. He's like, hey man, you can get free your whole party VIP treatment. Just tell him. And he's like, just show him that you got something that's master distiller. And this is where the story of the business card comes in, because I gave Sean so much shit about putting his ugly face on the back of his business card while he was on TV on the set. And
in case anybody was wondering, this is a good-looking motherfucker right there, ain't it?
Ruin that business card. I appreciate you pulling that business card out just to give me.
Hey, I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you.
I appreciate
it. It paid off for us.
I appreciate you. And so he pulls it out, and he gives me that look like, "Ha motherfucker!" Give me all that shit about this card. It's the first thing I did when he showed it to him. I was like, "Dude, that's a nice ass card." And then he flipped it over, and I was like, "Damn, you ruined it! You ruined it by putting your face on it." It was just, it was blissful. Stick your foot in your mouth, because this card right here is going to get you drunk. And I was cool with it, no problem. Foot in the mouth, let's go. And so he gets, we all get wristbands. Like, gives you 2 free drinks, free taste testing, and then, you get a private tour of the distillery part. And so we're like, boom, let's go get our free mixed drinks. And so we start hammering the mixed drinks, and then we hop in line for the taste testing, and we get into taste testing, and we're all embarrassing Sean. You know how it is. Good time. And then the lady starts pulling extra drinks that other tables aren't getting, and everybody's wondering why. So we let them know, you're in the presence of a celebrity over here.
TikTok sensations, Big Easy and Conover from
Discovery Channel, the sensation, Master Distiller. And all I know is that they didn't give us wristbands based on our name.
No.
They gave you wristbands based on my beautiful face. Let's get that right.
Hey, whatever you got to tell yourself. I accept it. But so we was in there a couple hours, and we all had
hours. I think that was all day.
That was only a couple hours. It was a couple long hours.
They were only there for a couple hours. Matt, me and you were there all day.
Yeah, we were there.
Y'all was there before me, and so we're all half drunk. Our buddy Noble Tucky, he quit drinking. He couldn't hang. He's lit, and we're just having a good time, man. It was a great time, and then we shot to the pizza joint, and the old ladies got they got margaritas, frozen margaritas, and brought them upstairs. So we're drinking on margaritas and eating pizza, and now.
And I got that damn drink with a tree in it. I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, Matt got some bougie hipster drink. It wasn't no moonshine, I'll tell you that.
It was supposed to be bourbon, but it had a freaking tree in it.
It did. That was to keep the sun from burning your bald ass head. You walk around with that little tree. I should have took it from you, because my shit got burnt that day. Yeah, and so that was really wasn't the first time. First time I met Matt was at the jam on Saturday. Come up, and he was like, "Man, that barrel looks familiar." He had given Sean a couple barrels that had a polymer base in them, and I turned one of them into a badass worm for a fellow Shine Talk buddy. And so it was cool for him to show up there for something he gave Sean in Ohio, and here this worm is in North Carolina. And so, I thought that was pretty cool. And that's the first time I met you. We've TikTok a little bit here and there, but it was the first time I met you, and I got to hang out with you Sunday, and now it's like that, man, oh, Matt's my buddy now.
You probably thought I was a smart ass from TikTok.
Nah, man, I don't take anything serious. Sean's mic ain't working. Hold on, let me unmute him. No, your mic ain't working. Unplug it and plug it back in. Man, I was hoping it'd be the camera that quit working and not the mic. So, you can still hear us, though. But we'll continue with our story while Sean figures his shit out.
Yeah. Well, you got off your subject there.
I did.
Getting the finger in the mash.
Oh, yeah. So we're, he's giving us a tour in the back, and he's all like, hey, Sean's back. Welcome back, Sean. Welcome back.
Here for
and
you,
the guy,
man.
And the guy's like, look, man, I'm not going to explain nothing to y'all, man. Just walk around. Let's shoot the shit. We're all lit. And I'm like, man, this mash is about done. He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And he turns his head. I'm sticking my finger in it, tasting it. And I'm like, oh, man, that's ready to run.
It was.
And then we went over to Old Smokies, and we did a taste test in there. And by this time, we made our way back down to the hotel, and we're all just sitting around the pool. And kids are swimming, and here comes out some jars. Like, try this, try that. and so that was the first time I met Matt in person and got to hang out with him. We got to party, and it was a great time. I really enjoyed your wife's an awesome lady. I really enjoyed meeting her. And
well, don't tell her that.
All right, well, it's the same thing like my old lady. She don't listen to the podcast, so we're good.
We had, that was one of the funnest weekends I've had in years.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
that whole weekend was just a blast.
Yeah, Sunday was the capper, man. It was small.
Oh, yeah.
It was a group of about 5 of us, and
yeah,
5, 6
Sunday
of
was
us.
the best day of the whole ordeal, I think.
And it was relaxed, and we just got to really just have fun, have a really good time.
Yeah, we just cut up, and everybody was themselves, and we had fun.
I look forward to doing it again. Well, I'm gonna see y'all in a few weeks. So if y'all are coming up for my birthday party,
I'm gonna try.
If you can make it, we ain't far. Come up and have some drinks.
I'm gonna try.
Open invitation if you're listening. Southwest Ohio, come by for the party. We will not have any illegal liquor here. It'll all be store bought.
That's right.
I don't know if I was stroking or winking. We're gonna have a good time. Everybody's invited. Plenty of hotels around here. Plenty of room for bring you an RV camper or set up a tent. So we'll have us a good time. Tell me how you met Sean.
Well, I was a Facebook creeper on that one.
Yeah.
I was
stalked into friendship myself, so I understand.
Wasn't by me though.
No, it's funny when I just happened to catch one of the groups I was in. I just happened to see this. I don't even remember what the post was, but these two guys were going at it, and I'm like, "What the hell's up with this?" So I'm reading through the comments, and I'm like,
it's like a car crash.
Well, the one guy's kind of being an asshole, and this other's just saying, "We'll see, buddy. We'll see." And that was the main thing. I'm like, something's up sleep. So I start just going their pages. I'm like, well, wait a minute. It's like, this dude's from Springfield. This is my neighborhood.
I'm guessing that was the guy saying, "We'll see. We'll see."
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah. How'd I know?
And then I caught on the Flatlander stills. And I'm like, wait a minute. I was wanting to put jars on that Beaver at the time. I'm like, I need to get a hold of this guy. He can help me out. So I started messaging him, and we've kind of hit it off and worked a few
I bought
deals
some kegs from him.
Yeah, then he bought some kegs from me. My garage sale kegs.
And then he pointed me in the direction for more stainless.
Yep.
Yeah, it was meant to be, And
then he told me about you. So I started. Yeah, there was another funny one. I tried doing some wine. Had the urge to make some watermelon wine.
Oh man.
Which, no, not mine. It's a disaster.
Same.
Well, the funny one is because he told me about you guys, so I looked it up. I'm scrolling. There's 100 videos there at the time. First one I noticed, you guys, watermelon wine. I'm like, well, let's see what I did wrong. Click on this thing, and you guys are sitting there talking. Phil had this half watermelon, and I'd done this like a week before, so I didn't even know mine was that bad yet.
I gave him the idea you're about to talk about.
Well, I spent about 3 hours cutting up watermelons and smashed. He's sitting there talking, pulls out immersion blender. I went, son of a bitch.
When we first started that, he started chopping up a watermelon. I was like, what are you doing, dude? He's like, we got to chop up these watermelons. I was like, dude, you got a badass immersion blender. Go get it. He's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, dude, I watch these people do this and they do that and put a tap in the bottom and make a mixed drink out of a watermelon. And so I was like, dude, get that immersion blender. Watch this. Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
And we always got this joke about Big Mama because there was this I'll tell this story after we get off here.
Damn, man, that's gonna be a good one too.
It's not about me, but yeah, I don't want to tell it on
It don't
here.
matter.
Yeah.
So, I
So
will say that immersion blender made me feel about that fucking tall.
when
Total dumbass.
you saw how fast we processed 5 whole watermelons,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I always tell everybody, like, dude, you doing watermelon wine, you do anything with watermelons, just slice a part of the top off and get that immersion blender and just, cram that thing in there. Remind you of your second night with the old lady.
Done.
and get it done, man. Like, and then you also probably heard some pretty good commentary while you're watching. Like, holy shit, I gotta watch more of this.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
a bad car accident.
Started going through them.
Yeah. Did you watch the toilet wine one where we made wine in a toilet?
I missed that one.
Oh, you got to go watch the. We make hooch in an actual toilet. I scored a brand new toilet off a guy off of Facebook for $20. He's like, "What are you going to do with this?" And I was like, "I'm making wine in this." He didn't believe me, and I handed him a sticker and said, "Check my page in 2 weeks." And he messaged me back like, "You wasn't lying, man. You made wine in a fucking toilet." We did it prison style in trash bags with oranges and bread and shit. You got to watch it. The commentary is awesome on it. So
to check that one out.
We know what Matt's watching after this.
Yeah.
But so do you I guess before we get off here, do you have is this just a hobby or do you have aspirations of next level owning a distillery, working for a distillery, being a distiller, or is it more I enjoy this and this is just for the fun? Give me something to do.
It's a hobby for me.
Awesome.
I'm old enough that I'm on that downslope.
Yeah, we could tell.
I'm looking at retirement. I've got about 10, 11 years.
That's it. I was thinking about 4 or 5, but
I've got a good retirement plan. So
your old lady,
he's in there in the bed asleep right now.
My retirement plan is there ain't no fucking way I'm going to live that long. So that's my retirement plan. We'll worry about it if the time comes. So, anyways, that's awesome. Just a hobby and it's just something you love. So you're in it for you do it for one
retirement.
reason.
I'm going to do something. Yeah. So maybe work for one. I don't know.
Yeah, a little something, but but 100% you do it for one reason and one reason only, and that's for the love of it.
Yep. And, absolutely.
And it's just for the fun. It is, I think some guys and they get lost in it, you get lost in it when it becomes a job, and you're like, I do this every day.
Exactly. And that's my thought is if I opened one or went to work for one, now it's a job.
It'd be hard to run the same thing, do the same thing every day.
It's just going to be repetitive.
Yeah.
And that's why I like going to that little store and just what they got. What can I?
What do you have?
Let's see what we can make this week. It's a challenge. It's fun.
What's your favorite thing you've ever made?
I think my favorite one was another screw up, but I was making some just corn liquor for my son's wedding, And at the same time, I was making some blackberry wine, and I was wanting a sweet wine, and I did. It about turned your face inside out. It was so sweet.
Now,
So
did you back sweeten it, or did you stop your fermentation halfway
I
through?
stopped the fermentation.
Nice.
I started it. I'd have to even look again to see where it was, but I'm surprised it even worked. And then I stopped it early, and it was just so sweet. And I was getting ready to run that corn a second time. I'm like, well, what am I going to do with this wine? I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
So you were going to
Just dump the liquor right in the wine and run it. So I had a corn blackberry. It really neat. It was corn in the front and finished with that blackberry. It was
Made
a
you
neat.
made you a little mountain brandy.
Yeah,
Which
it
is what
was
you end up
it
making.
was really good.
And if you ever do that again, where you stop it too soon,
Mhm.
then just repitch your yeast, and it'll ferment really slow, but it'll finish eventually. And
See, I tried. Maybe I didn't give it enough time.
yeah, you gotta let it sit a little while. Try cold crashing it and bringing it up to temp, and like what you could do is you could cold crash it, and all that shit will settle in the bottom, and then you siphon it off the top.
Yeah.
And then you repitch your yeast in it after you warm it back up. And then so all that dead yeast and most of that, whatever you use, you probably use potassium sorbate. That's what most people use.
Yeah.
And it all settles on the bottom. So you siphon off the top, and then you're good to go. Just something to think about. You get a sweet wine. You stopped too soon, and it was just too sweet, and you wanted to get it going again. That's something you could try.
I'll remember that.
Or start it motherfucker in the still, man. Turn it into brandy. That's what I done with it, anyways.
I mixed it with corn. That turned out really good.
So nice.
So how come you want to rerun the corn to begin with?
Just trying to get as smooth as I could.
And this was all when you're still running that bever, right?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that was the first run I put when I put the jars on it. When I run it the second time.
Okay.
And
so
I actually put the blackberry juice in the jars. It turned out really good.
When you ran that the second time, or the first time, did you run it through jars too?
No, just through their little thumper that they have.
Okay.
So, and the second one was with the wine and the thumpers in.
Yeah.
And it
interesting.
It's kind of funny because they pretty much wiped it all out. I had 1 quart left. So my son's first anniversary, they got a gift.
Nice. Ain't no liquor like free liquor, man.
Well,
there ain't nothing like being the one that, like you said, you gave them a jar for their anniversary, they're all night sipping on it. And
well, the look on my daughter-in-law's face when I gave it to him was priceless. Because at one point in the reception, she had to go outside to get sick.
I drink moonshine all the time.
She come back in. While she was doing that, my ex-wife ran over and grabbed the bottle, because I had them in little plastic Walmart bottles trying to hide it. Sets it on the table in front of me to get it away from her. She comes back in, wipes her dress off, says, "Let's do this," and grabs that bottle from in front of me and turns it up and starts chugging it like water. I'm like,
nice.
That's going to hurt.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, you should have seen the look on her face when I gave them that jar.
Yeah, like, oh.
She didn't want any part of that.
She said she didn't want any part of it, but she had a good time on it.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's nice, when you go into a wedding reception and they're like, man, it takes the hard choice of a wedding gift out, because you go to the store, it's hard to shop. You don't have to get these people, and you don't want to get them something they don't use. So you're like, you know what, man, happy anniversary. Congratulations. Here's you a jar. You're going to use this. You're either going to get along or you're going to get divorced. Either way, I'm helping.
Yep. Well, they got the very last of that they had. So it was the exact same stuff.
Nice.
She was probably like, I don't want to, I can't smell it. Get it away from me.
She was. She's like, no, I'm not drinking that.
Like, just get you a little sip, baby.
You okay?
Here, just smell it.
No, get it out of here.
Huh?
Hate your dad. Hate him.
What?
Or wait, it was your daughter, huh? Hate my dad. Hate my dad.
I'll look at it.
Oh, good times. Good
Come off here.
times. All right, well, I guess that's it for us, man. Been here almost an hour. It's been awesome. Awesome to sit here and shoot the shit.
Well, thanks
Oh,
for having
yeah.
me on,
Have you?
man. I appreciate it.
No, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, anybody listening, go over to TikTok, follow Conover Fermenter.
Yeah,
He's a
kinda.
piece of shit. You know.
I don't have a whole lot up right now.
Yeah, as long as he keeps his face out of his videos, then we'll keep watching.
See, you can't see it, but I'm covering it up right now.
Really, I've had you both covered up the whole time.
Yeah, but you did it with duct tape, you sick bastard.
No, I use Post-it notes. It doesn't leave residue on the screen. So
It's funny that he knows that.
all right, well, when we log off here, don't leave. A lot of people
Okay.
run out after we log off. So
I'll take off hit.
and but anyways, man, we appreciate everybody listening. Appreciate all our people that come in and watch us shoot the shit for an hour, and I hope everybody has
thanks,
a good night.
guys. I know most of you don't know who I am, but hey, I appreciate it. I try to keep it low key.
That's the best way to be, you know.
I'm sure you guys understand that.
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh yeah.
So, but you know, we it's all in the past now, so we're all like, yeah, man, put ourselves out here. It's all good.
That's right. My no talent ass really appreciates it.
Yeah. hopefully Sean learned a little something tonight, and
Every night.
and hopefully we help the community a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, hope everybody has a good night. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night, Matt. Sean, I don't care what kind of night you have. And shine on.
Shine on.